Top of the morning.
How you doing?
Hey. So many giggles, so many smiles this morning. Everybody's all excited.
I'm very excited.
We got Jalen on the set. Shout out to Jalen. We got Kozzy here. How are you?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm doing well. We did it.
Yeah,
You made it
we're
here
here
safely?
now. Made it here safely. Traffic over an hour. Oh
Right.
my God.
Right. Living in the Bay Area,
Ugh.
it's like that. But then like living in Vallejo, I'm so used to traveling everywhere. So it's easy. We just kind of, it's easier for us to go long distances because we are so far away from stuff unless we're
Yeah.
going to SAC, but that's still an hour away. So it is what it is.
Yeah, man. The distance for like driving now is just ridiculous, especially with everybody just moving in to like. For me specifically, I've been affected by that since I was a kid. So it's just like when gentrification hit, man, that shit hit hard. So it's like traffic.
It's crazy.
Terrible.
Yeah. It hasn't hit over here too much just yet, but it's coming. But we don't have as much traffic. But yeah, when you hit that Emeryville area, that Berkeley, it's no joke. I'd be like, what? And then going to Hayward, just that by the Coliseum,
It's
and
terrible.
it's a lot.
Like the every single exit you go to is just
Packed.
god awful, man. It's like taking an hour to go to. It takes me an hour to go to my own barber shop.
That's
fucking
tough.
ridiculous,
I
man.
would be cutting my own hair by then. The girl do my hair. She's like 5 minutes away. I'm not. Yeah, I feel it. But how are you this morning? We here. We doing it.
Yeah, I'm great. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
Different opportunity. I'm excited for my first podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little stressed, a little tired, but we waking up every morning, blessed to be alive.
Yes. All
Grateful.
praises to the Most High. That's how you feel this morning. Right on. So would you classify yourself as an artist, as a rapper? You just having fun with the music right now?
I want to say I don't have like a general label for myself yet.
Okay.
I'm definitely trying to be that artist.
Mm-hmm.
Want to be all hands on, on the boards, rapping, making beats, all this producing, But as of right now, I'm just trying to work on my pen game.
Yeah.
That's really where it's at. I feel like not being repetitive in music is like my top goal right now. I find myself in writer's block a lot, just trying to come up with new stuff or just experiencing life. I feel like, my life's been kind of at a halt just with so much shit going on. Can I curse?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I've always wanted to say that. Yeah, there's so much shit going on
here?
There's just so much shit going on. I feel like I haven't experienced so much life yet, so a lot of the stuff I'm making is just super repetitive. But at the end of the day, right now, I'm just making it for me. But
yeah.
We get in there to be an artist.
Okay, all right. And I love the honesty because people would just be like, no, I'm a rapper. Like, this is what I do. But then you're also like, no, I'm still learning. Like, I'm still,
100%.
I'm still trying to put my hands in everything and figure everything out. So I don't want to classify myself as something yet. So I appreciate that honesty. And the self-awareness comes from with self-awareness, it'll definitely help you moving forward.
100%.
You're like, okay, I'm here. I'm not like all the way here yet, but you'll be there.
Yeah, one day. We're chasing it.
Right. Okay, so do you... So me and Kozzy, we met at an interesting setting. We met at a concert, and
Yes.
I was there supporting my little brother. Shout out to Brian.
Brian.
He's always finding his way in my interview somewhere or another. So shout out to him. But do you remember the first question I asked you when I seen you? And this question is important because it's just funny to me.
I do, actually.
You do?
Did you get that from Big Five? I had a vest. I had like a fisherman's vest, and I was like, this is 2 days before the show, and I'm like, yo, you know what will make my outfit pop? I need a fisherman's vest. And I was trying to get like one of the really expensive ones, like go all black, and I couldn't find it. We were searching everywhere for this, like, and I searched up on the internet for like a vest, and we found that one, but they only sold it at the one in Pinole. So shout out to I Like Dez, that's my little bro. He picked one up for me up in Pinole and brought it to me, and we got it. That was such a funny meeting. I was like, Brian, did you tell her? I was so mad.
Random,
I was so mad. I was like, no way you told her. Just giving out my drip.
No, it was hilarious because like I used to work at Big Five and I
Yeah.
used to be the manager at the one in Pinole.
Mhm.
So that's funny that you mentioned that you went to that one because I
Mm.
was like, I know that vest. Like, you know, and people usually only kind of get the fisherman's vest like around like Halloween.
Oh yeah.
So it was just funny. I was like, I know that. Like, and even if he didn't, like, even if he didn't, I'm gonna ask.
Yeah, that was a funny experience
Yeah.
right there.
Cool little icebreaker. Well, so we met at that concert, and that wasn't your first concert, was it?
No, that's not my first concert with them.
Mhm.
I think it's like my fourth,
Okay.
fifth show with them.
Mhm.
Specifically Vamos Live, but that was my first time actually in that venue.
Okay.
So that was a crazy experience, you know, just to get the feel of like, yo, this is where Dwayne Wiggins like records his music, and they do like these little small session shows every Monday.
Mm.
But yeah, it was cool. I enjoyed like working with them. They like just to get in a little depth with like who Vamos Live is. It's run by this guy named Luis. Me and him go way back, probably like 3-4 years now.
Okay.
He basically booked me for my first show back when the shows were held up in Hayward. I think it's like on Winton and Hesperian or something like that.
Is this in Oakland or Berkeley?
No, this is Hayward.
Hayward. Okay,
Hayward,
you did
yeah.
say that. Sorry.
So yeah, that we used to do it over there. I forget what the studio was called, but it was way smaller back then. It was a little more tight knit. But we've held like 200 people in such a small area, and just for like to come out in this new one in Oakland, you know, it's very exciting just to see the progression of where it's going, and I only see it getting bigger.
Yeah.
And just for them to have me in the lineup and all that, especially, you know, we could probably get into it, but headlining the show,
just put it out there.
Man.
You said it first, right on the show, on the Plug by Bree Experience. Kozzy's gonna headline his show.
Yeah, I'm not accepting any offers unless I'm headlining. No, but yeah, you know, I've had only great experiences with them, for real.
So was that your first time? Because I watched the vlog and just being a part of a production period. So like a part of setup, a part of sound check, a part of just the aftermath cleanup, what have you, just being there presently. So I guess my question is, was that your first time experiencing, I guess, like the backhand and just being there for all day? Like you were there all day, kind of got there.
No.
Okay.
I've definitely been through the process before.
Okay.
You know, a lot of these shows like to do sound checks, so I mean, you know, I'm always about being there, you know, showing face, you know, saying hi to everybody, you know, getting involved, you know. So yeah, I'll usually be there during the day, but I'll kind of be tucked away sometimes, you know. I'll try not to be too into the mix, just so you kind of create that space, you know, where you're like separating audience from artists. That's just kind of how I see it as, you know. Eventually, when you start going up the ladder, you know, you're gonna have these spaces where you have like your own room, and then you have your writing, and you know, but we're not there yet, you know. We're still progressively doing this. So I love like witnessing how this all like turns out,
comes together,
especially just the integration of different people coming together, you know, and just like it's cool to see.
Yeah,
you know?
Right on. So I mean, and I love production. I love how things can start off just as an idea on a piece of paper, and then you have this whole show. You have like a show with 50,000 people, 100,000 people. Like it's dope to me. Just the power of coming together and piecing things together. So it's just super dope. So that show, the show was cool. It was really, I was actually really nervous because it was in Oakland. So if you know Oakland, you know like things can pop off at any time, just depending on where you're at. If you don't know where you're at, so
right
I was
near
like,
the alphabets, man. Like
right,
85th, huh?
Right. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna be there. It was Brian's first show, so I was there to support him. But then just the crowd, how you captured the crowd and like the hype and stuff like that. Where does somebody like you get that excitement from? You just kind of feed off the crowd, or you're like, nah, this is what I'm doing, like.
I would say like I've always had like a certain type of vision when it came to performing. Like I always see it as performing kind of like it's like my like time to relax. So it's like I want everybody else to enjoy their time. I want everybody else to like rage out with me. I love mosh pits. That's just my thing. I've been to lots of festivals, and I've just kind of more so instead of trying to be like the fan, I'm taking up game. I'm seeing how people work the mic, how people like, you know, crowd control. You got to learn how to do all this stuff. If you don't know how to do that, or like even just speak into the mic correctly,
right?
You know, it could, you know, what's
those
the word
little
for it?
details really make a difference.
The little details make the difference into like what makes a good performer and a really bad performer. And I never want to be a bad performer. I always want to keep people's attention. I always want to like, you know, there's always something to improve. Even at the last show, there's a couple things, you know, I saw. I'm like, you know, we could do this better. I'm telling all like Des, you know, maybe raise your voice a little higher. Telling my boy Nate, maybe not talk so much in the middle of the sets, and we can, you know, work something out.
Yeah.
I'm very adamant on like having like dress rehearsals and stuff like that, just so, you know, practice makes perfect. At the end of the day, I want to put out a good performance. You're paying money at the end of the day to see me, and for me to be performing in front of you, I don't have a lot of music out. I'm a quality over quantity guy. I mean, yeah, quality over quantity. Yeah, that's correct. When I drop an album, I'm gonna make sure I ride that album out, and you're gonna listen to it, and I'm gonna put this into performance. You know, so it's like,
you should do it with intent.
Yeah, there's always something to work on when it comes to this, but I feel like feeding off people of what they just kind of read the crowd. You know, don't be oblivious to what's going on. If the crowd's not feeling you, do something that makes them, you know, make them excited about something. You know, so that's it's the energy. I love the energy.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. I love that because that is like I said, the self-awareness, like I mentioned earlier, self-awareness is very important, and the fact that you want to be involved in like, okay, I need to know this, I need to know that, because it's not just about you. It's about like, why should we pay attention to you? Why should we care that Kozzy is an artist up here? Why should I be watching you instead of just on my phone right now at this concert? You know, so
100%.
And it's hard to keep people's attention nowadays. We're getting sold stuff like left and right all the time. So you do have to learn like how to captivate and control. I'm just with this podcast for me, I'm like, okay, how the art of conversation, like how do I learn to keep, you know, people's attention and stuff and make my show interesting, and I'm constantly watching stuff, so that's kudos to you that you're involved, because you're not just out there like, I'm just gonna perform, all right y'all, go listen to my SoundCloud link, we're out, like, you know. And that's that's the difference between, you know, I guess not a performer, but just a person who's having fun, and then somebody who's serious.
Yeah, so attention spans are really short now, so it's like just to keep their attention takes a lot of work. You know, just with everything you do, putting out music, performances. You know, you gotta take it seriously if you really want it. You know.
So let's take it back a little bit. So we talked about performing with concerts and stuff, and you started doing music when you were about 14 years old.
Yeah. So I wrote my first rap when I was actually 8, but I started taking it seriously when I was 14.
Okay.
Semi-seriously. It's kind of in high school. I was kind of finding my way a little bit. One of my boys, his name's Alan Moreno. He actually showed me what like recording was. Like what these DAWs mean, what like all this like stuff on the computer that a lot of people might not know about. It's like he showed me what that is, and he recorded me on for my first song in high school. We recorded 2 songs, one my sophomore year, I believe, and one my senior year.
Okay.
But it was in the works. It was like we were progressively doing stuff. We didn't know if we wanted to take it seriously. We didn't know if we wanted to like just do this for fun. At first it was kind of for fun, but then, you know, I really got like, oh, I could rap.
Right.
Like, I put my first song out just to put something out, and I'm like, oh, I could do this.
I could do this. Right.
So yeah, after high school, college happened.
And you're at Santa Clara University.
Santa Clara University, but I transferred actually. So before that, I was going to Chabot and Hayward, and I was a business major. I dropped that, became a psych major, but I also was in the music program for a little bit, and if anybody knows about Chabot College, they have one of the best music programs in the area for a CC.
Oh, okay.
So they actually have like a state-of-the-art studio, like a really nice one in there. And so I recorded, if you ever go on my SoundCloud and listen to Before Clef EP1,
hey.
All that was recorded in there. So that whole thing was, you know, and they have
Shout out to making music on the college's dime, cause that's blood.
All my projects have been made on colleges, like
that's what I'm talking about.
On college time, man. Man, I've always said that me going to college, you know, I've always regretted going to college because, you know, I've always wanted to be passionate about music, but where would I be without all this? You know, like just not experiencing the people that I met, you know, just
the journey.
It's the journey that matters. It's not really what you didn't do or didn't have at the time. It's just like, you know, it's all.
How'd you figure it out, and how did you keep going?
How did I keep going?
No, that wasn't a question for you. I was just.
Okay. I was like, oh. That's a hard one to answer. I'm like, I don't know.
No, my bad. I was just saying like how I guess the whole important part is the journey and like how one keeps going is what I was saying. Sorry. Yeah. So okay, so you were at Chabot, you're at Santa Clara though, right?
Yes, Santa Clara University.
And then you're a part of the music program. So
yeah, I'm a music major.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how is balancing like school life and I mean I guess you work too?
I do work.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you have school life, you have work, pandemic, friends, learning,
mom,
climate, right?
No.
Heavy on the mom. Shout out to mom.
No, shout out to my mom.
No, and then okay, so that's funny that you shout out to her because my favorite song is that Good Morning.
Oh,
and I want to talk about it because that's what made me a fan.
Okay.
You need to keep rapping like that.
Okay.
Like that flow, like that gave me Mac Miller vibes. It
Yes.
just made me feel like I was in high school again. That what is that Mac Miller song? It's on the tip of my tongue.
Is it on Blue Slide Park?
No, it is on Kids.
Kids. I know what you're talking about. Oh my bad.
That
I know which
one.
song you're talking about.
Yes.
I just can't remember the name right now.
Me neither, but
I'm
it gave
gonna go
me
listen
those
to it after
vibes.
this. Yeah.
It gave me that. So if you haven't found your sound, that's your sound. That's your flow. So
believe that.
if you want to keep making stuff like that, please do. I was in my car and I was like,
you know, surprisingly, that one is like a fan favorite to a lot of people, but it's one of my least favorites, which is it's weird because, like, you know, when I first recorded it, it was kind of, I felt like it was a little bit rushed. You know, I was finishing the verse like 2 minutes before I was about to record it. And so, like, but I mean, everybody, when I performed it for the first time, and I haven't performed it in a while, you know, I've only done so many shows, but it used to be my intro song. But I guess I'm gonna have to put it back in.
Yeah,
you know?
Put that back in the rotation.
I have to.
Go on SoundCloud, check out Good Morning by Kozzy.
Good morning.
How was working with I Like Does?
Man, that's my little bro for real. That's like, you know,
not little bro.
Well, he's taller than me, but he's younger than me. I get that correct. Yeah, but no, yeah, he's like my little brother, man. Like, you know, we established a relationship since high school. We didn't go to the same high school, but yeah, working with him it's like it's different with anybody else because me and him can come up with an idea and just like, oh, you do this, oh, I do this, and the cool thing about him is that he doesn't take criticism to heart. It's like, you know, I've seen him progress, you know, and it's only getting better. I'm seeing him get out of his comfort zone. I'm seeing him do a lot of different things with his voice. He's starting to get on his little singing thing. You know, it's just like just watching him grow day to day and, you know, just keeping in touch. Every single time we have an idea, we'll just throw it out. I always throw it. Like, even if we're not on the same song, I'll send him an MP3 file, be like, what you think of this? He'll send me the same thing. What you think of this? What you think of this? Another thing about him is just consistency. The man knows how to make music and he knows how to keep it consistent. You know, not a lot of people have that drive like that. For me, it's like, I'm more of a guy who, you know, consistency I could work on, you know, and if he ever wants to knock me in the head for it, you know, he should. But yeah, I love working with him. We made a tape, and we got another one coming soon.
Hey, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
Okay. So I love the teamwork, and then the fact that you guys support each other. The criticism, like that constructive criticism, is really makes or break an artist, because you can have a vision and be so caught up in that vision, but then it's like, bro, no, like you should kind of like tweak it up here,
100%.
or I didn't like how you did that. And I like that about my my partner that I do my foodie features with, shout out Dylan, where I can come to him and I'll throw something out like, so I got an idea. He'd be like, all right, pull up. And then I can be like, hey, yo, like I didn't like how this happened. Can we do it this way? And he's all open to it. And it's only really made us like grow. Like
better,
it really does that communication. And because if you're going to work together, you need to be able to communicate and talk to each other. So that's dope. It's essential at this point that you have somebody in your ear like, yo, let's do this, no, I don't like that, and then you guys are supporting each other. So shout out to that. Shout out to I Like Des.
Shout out to I Like Des, man.
Man, this show's gonna be the shout out episode. Like, take a drink every time you hear
there's
shout
a lot
out.
of people that I know, so
Me too. It's a lot of people who helped make this bring this show together that brought you here.
Yeah,
so it's
definitely.
It's not just so we're going to take it back. We talked about your music. We're going to take it back to where you came from. And I really hope I don't butcher this word. And I feel like I have to say it with an accent to say it correctly. So please bear with me.
It's all good.
You are from Nicaragua.
Yes. Nicaragua.
Okay. I'm going to get it right.
It takes a minute. It took me a while I don't even speak Spanish. They hear it so much that it's just Nicaragua. Yeah.
And you're first generation, correct?
Yeah, I'm first generation.
Right on. So do you know, so you do music out here, but do you know anything about like the music scene over there?
Yeah, a little bit. They're more, I would say, so it's a very Caribbean influenced. Nicaragua has a lot of parts to it. It's like they take stuff from the islands of like Cuba, Puerto Rico, the Dominican, Haiti, Panama. I mean, like, it's all very enclosed with each other. So there's a lot of influence. I would say like the more popular music scene out there is like the whole reggaeton, like the I forget the word. I was thinking about it earlier.
Okay.
But it's all that like Latin pop, Latin hip hop. But I wouldn't be surprised if there was like an underground like
hip-hop
boom
scene.
bop hip hop scene, but in their own language. You get a lot of people from Florida.
Yeah.
You get a lot of people from like all the islands that I was talking about just coming to Nicaragua. It's very mixed. It's a very diverse place.
Okay. Do you did you grow up with that music?
No.
Okay.
Kind of yes and no. My mom would burn CDs and put reggaeton songs on. I was on Nori. A lot of Nori, a lot of Fat Joe, but I mean, they're still hip hop, but like they went to their like little like reggaeton stages. Daddy Yankee, I think we all know about him, but yeah, just a little bit, not too much.
So you mentioned some New York influence. You have some New York influence, and it was a song that you have, and it's in my notes, but what's it called? You got a song, but it reminded me of 6ix9ine. He's not like the best role model, but just the your cadence in the song. I was like, okay, this kind of like has a little 6ix9ine reference. So, and you mentioned to me before that you have a lot of New York influence. Why New York?
That's just
why New York
basically so I mean, if we're just to take it back, one of the songs that actually put me onto hip hop was "Hate It or Love It" by The Game featuring 50 Cent.
It's a great song.
It's such a great song. It's sampled by the song's "Rubber Band" by the Tramps.
Okay.
So that's such a great it's a disco song right there. I love the disco era, but
I do too.
yeah. So more so the song I fell in love with like 50, and so like going over 50 songs and then G Unit and then Fat Joe, Big Pun, like from 50 I went back and then I went forward.
Okay.
So I was going to Big Pun, just like KRS-One, a lot of Jay-Z, that was more on my own. So, I just fell in love with the cadence, the flow, the different style, just the way they talk, they walk, For a long time, I wanted to wear long white tees, up collars, and Timbs, Not
still
a way.
can.
Yeah, I still can,
still
but,
can.
I'm in the West Coast, so they might look at me a little funny, but, I mean, it's still cool, But, yeah, I was super into the New York style. It didn't take me a while. It took me a little bit, probably till I was like maybe 10 years old to really find out about like the Bay Area sound. And I found that out by accident, So my mom, bought me my first iPod Shuffle. I asked for a Dr. Dre song. She gave me a Mac Dre song.
Hey.
Found out about the Thizzle dance, you know? And so when I heard that, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
Like, what is this? Like, I'm at first I was like, what is, and then to find out he's from Vallejo,
Hey.
like, man.
Greatness.
When I came back, I remember the flight. This happened in Nicaragua. Heard the song, I was like, oh shit, okay, this is what they do, popping their collar, okay. And then I came back. I remember I came back on I think it was the Oakland airport, and I remember there was coming to the car, there was a homeless guy, and he had a little beatbox, right, playing the same song, the Thizzle dance. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, this is from here? This is from here? I'm like, oh my God. And then after that, it just opened my mind, and, you know, the hyphy movement all came. And
okay,
just like,
so wait, so you heard Mac Dre in
Nicaragua. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's when I found out about him.
Oh wow. And then you got here and you were like, wait, this is from us.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That happened all organically to me, you know, just like mixing two sounds together, man. Cause like, you know, just the way I make music, I feel like I make music differently than a lot of other people. It's just because, you know, a lot of people are stuck in like this little Bay Area sound, and there's nothing wrong with it. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. I love it. I would say I wouldn't say there's anything wrong with it. I would just say it's a thing where the Bay doesn't get its respect when it comes to the sonics and sound that we have. It's very hard to get out of here with that type of music. We all make the same type of sound, you know, just the same beats, the same type of flow. It's like, you know, it gets repetitive, but a lot of people from other areas take it, make it their own, and it sounds just like us, but they make it their way, and they start get popping. Detroit. I mean, shout out to Detroit. Shout out to Flint, Michigan. You know, I got love for everybody out there. But yes, yeah, they kind of, you know, Detroit never used to sound like that.
They didn't.
They didn't
At all. And I was
we got to remember
what?
the Eminems, the Big Seans, you know, didn't sound like that. But, you know, you got to show love out to, you know, we influence them. I can't be mad that we influence them a certain type of way.
Do you have any hobbies outside of music?
I love to skateboard.
Do you?
I'm a skater. Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah. I've gotten a little better. I started same time I started rapping, I started skating. So I was in that. Stopped when I was 12 because I was like, I suck. So I'm never touching a skateboard again. Picked it up during COVID again.
Oh.
Started doing like, you know, ramps and stuff, and just like really progressing on it. I would say I'm a lot better than I was when I was a kid, but you know, my bones and my knees. You know,
we different.
It hurts a little different.
When you get older, like, and it's not even like older. It's like you wake up one day and you're like
now.
Yeah, it's like now.
My back be hurting since I was like 6.
Me too. Like this morning, I'm like, I gotta stretch. Like I'm like this, and I'm cracking my neck, and I've never cracked my neck before.
Yeah.
You really wake up one day and you're stiff as hell.
I literally dream about the chiropractor.
Yeah, I need to. Have you been to one?
Never. I want to go. It looks so satisfying. I found out my insurance covers it, so
that's what. Oh my gosh!
Get insurance, people.
That's what's up. Shout out to you and your chiropractor, because I'm finna go get one. I'm gonna find it.
Yeah, you should.
I heard the joint, like they just do walk-ins and they'll just get you right.
Some of them, you know, I mean, it like if you got insurance, I know some of them the copay is like $20. You know, it's bad. Well, I work at Costco, you know, 9 to 5 shit. But they offer that like 40 free visits on something like that. Benefits is crazy.
I'm finna go work for a Costco.
Man, so you make it. Costco is where it's at. Man.
Okay, all right, thank you. I'm finna go put in my application today. No, okay. So, it has been coined that you are the man with the plan.
Yeah.
So it was mentioned in the vlog that you're the man with the plan. Why do you feel like you're the man with the plan?
I feel like I put a lot of people together. I gave a lot of people a lot of opportunities, you know, maybe even bigger than myself. I'm now working at I'm not working, but I have access to a studio all to myself at Santa Clara. And, you know, if you want to work, Come with me,
up in here.
and let's get this. I'm gonna make you meet people, and don't be a stranger.
Right.
Don't be a stranger. You know.
You gotta get out there.
You got to.
And then I also, like, when you don't, it kind of hinders you more than it helps you, because you're like, this ain't ready. I don't know. But then you never know. Somebody might actually really like it and give you good feedback on it. So I kind of hindered myself by not putting a lot of stuff out. And I'm like, wait, like, people could have, like, definitely learned from that. Even 100%. Though you didn't like how you did this, still put it out. But it is what it is. It just comes with the journey and you being self-conscious and stuff like that. So, all right, Kozzy, was there anything else you want to plug us with? Tell us about. You can give us a little freestyle or something. Just anything. This is the Plug by Bree experience. So give us something before we go.
I would say this. I didn't come with anything prepared for a freestyle, but there's me and Des, we're working on a tape right now.
Okay.
Shout out to my boy Serge out in Santa Clara. He's actually from San Carlos, I believe. We've been working in the studio. We might got something in the works. Okay. I know Des got his solo shit coming out too, so I'm trying to plug him out. My boy Nate, Young Maru, on Instagram. He got a 8 song EP coming out. Troy just dropped a music video, and I don't know what Spung's doing, but you know, we all get in there.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. All right. Well, shout out to the crew.
Yeah, shout out to the crew.
And thank you, Kozzy, so much for being on the show.
Always.
I'm so happy that you're here and you made it safely, and we got it in.
Yeah, this was so fun.
Yay! All right, take care, you guys. We're out of here.
Bye. Still, it's finally about to be a good morning and good day.